All right, this one is a lot trickier because you're moving in two directions. So there's always more than one way to do this, but I'm going to work in the way that makes sense for my brain to make sure I keep it straight. So number 6, use this table to apply the transformation rule, the order paired x and y, so the original, and your x shifts by 15 and your y shifts by 30 to the figure below. What do you mean 30? So if you go down here, I was like 30, these go by 5. So if it moves 30, you're going to move 6 lines. Okay, that makes sense. So for my x's, I'm going to add 15. So I'm going to go through and deal with all my x's first. 15, that makes that 35. 15, that had to come from 30. 15, 35, 15. So 25 minus 15 would be that and 1. So I went through and I did all my x values. Now I'm going to go through and do all my y values. So plus 30, so that's 25. Plus 30, that's positive 15. Plus 30, that's positive 5. All right, so this number came from adding 30 to something. So what can I add 30 to get 10? Negative 20. Because it's 20 difference and it had to be lower. So that number, okay, cool. All right, so what do I add 30 to get 15? Right here, I know I added 30 to get that one. So it came from negative 15. Negative 15. That's the way my mind works to keep it straight. I sometimes when I'm holding one number in my head, I apply it to multiple things. So I had to go through and change all my x's. Then I had to go through and change all my y's. There's always more than one way to do anything. All right, so let's get it. So each line stands for 5. So this one is going to change by 3 lines. This is the way my mind works. And this is going to change by 6 lines. Cool. So I am going right 3 lines and I'm going up 6 lines. It's just how my brain works. So right 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 20 negative, get it? 35, 5. That checks. Okay. Also, how my mind works, I use relationships. So like from this point, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And from this point, 1, 2, 1, 2. From this point, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And from this point, 1, 2. So probably should check this before I color it in, but I'll deal if it doesn't. All right, so I already checked this one. So this is 30, negative 20. 30, negative 20 came from 45, 10. That checks. 20, negative 15. Oh, so I did that one too. 20, negative 15 is now at 35, 15. That checks. 15, 5 is now at 30, 25. That checks. And 10, negative 15 is now at 25. That checks. Notice, even though I used relationships to find these points, I still went back to check to make sure those relationships were right. So on number 7, use the transformation rule for a shape that moves left. So if this is left, this is my X. And if this is up, this is my Y. So if I have an X and a Y and I move it, my X moves left, so that's less, and my Y moves up, so that's plus. Boom. That's how it should go. Please don't write in this small space. It's just difficult to read. So write a transformation for a shape that moves down, that's my Y, and left, that's my X. So for the original pair, it's gonna move my X to the left is less, and Y is down 12. Let's go. Let's get it, Truman.